Hey there, y'all, and welcome to today's Daily Down and Dirty. My name is Fairlight. Welcome to Airy Fairy Tarot. All right, y'all, the message today is surrender and allow new perspectives. So we start out with this Three of Scrolls, and actually I took some oracle cards too, but I want to start with this one because it just kept showing itself and showing itself. So Philo was like, I get it. It's about this Three of Scrolls, which normally is like the Three of Swords. It's a heartbreak card. It's interesting that they go with scrolls because whatever is written on these scrolls can signify beliefs that we hold. And I was feeling like a Five of Pentacles energy about it. And I was like, well, it is more like a mental kind of a thing. But sure enough, later on in the reading, the Five of Pentacles did come out. We'll come back to that in a minute, but it really does feel like the card is surrounding whatever is breaking your heart or has broken your heart, and surrendering to thinking new thoughts, adopting new behaviors, whatever. So we go to this oracle deck. We've got both the Keeper of Innocence. These cards are so beautiful. And also the Keeper of Surrender, which surrender was just kind of the theme of the whole thing. So with the innocence and the surrender, I almost want to read the book because what is said in there is so beautiful, but I'll try to summarize it. There's been a lot of indoctrination. All of us have been mind fucked by a lot of fallacies that pervade our societies, whether through religion, whether through politics, whether through whatever societal beliefs. And one of those, the one that they address, is the idea of original sin. And they're like, well, what about original innocence? And I really like that. It's like restoring ourselves to our innocence. If we surrender the beliefs that we are bad, if we surrender the beliefs that we have something to prove, if we surrender the beliefs that, anything along that lines, and we just accept our worthiness, we just accept our innocence, we just accept that we belong and that we're okay just as we are, we allow ourselves to just be. And unfortunately, like as simple as that sounds, it's this whole fucking process of surrendering these ideas that lock us into these conceptual cages of the way we view ourselves and the way we view our world and the way we view ourselves in relationships to everything else in the world. And so coming back to this Three of Scrolls, this heartbreak card, it's so much deeper than just a romantic relationship, although romantic relationships can definitely be catalysts for us to become aware of our worthiness issues, our self-value, those kinds of things. And so much of it is rooted in, and lately I was joking earlier, I feel like I'm Sigmund Freud. So tell me about your mother, but it does go all the way back to those mother-father wounds, which, most of us carry, maybe not everybody, but most of us have trauma, for one reason or another, or multiple reasons or others. So I want to say, overlighting these other cards here, we've got the Five of Spirals reversed and the Nine of Spirals reversed. And both of these, it just feels like, let your guard down. Whatever part of yourself you're protecting or defending, and whatever this situation is about, whether you're finally confronting self-worth issues put on you by your family, or whether you're confronting, I'm getting a sense of defensiveness. This could have to do with a friend, this could have to do with a lover, this could have to do with a work situation. Of course, it could have to do with anything, politics, religion, whatever the fuck. It just feels like there's a futility in trying to prove that you're right, because who are you proving yourself to? And it feels like just wanting to bring it back, and I want to bring back this innocence card, pulling back into your core. there's a lady on YouTube I watch sometimes named Amanda Flaker, and I really like her. And she talks about a lot of things, spiritual abundance and all these cool things. And one of the things she like an exercise she gives is to pull back into your core. And I just really have been utilizing that. Pull back into your core. And then she says, and then imagine like thousands of tentacles coming out of your body, and each of those tentacles has a tiny little 6-sided mirror. And so, you know, whatever energy that you feel like you need to defend against or protect yourself against or prove yourself to, pull your energy into your core, stop feeding into it, and then put up mirrors, put up those tentacles, and allow those mirrors to just kind of block that energy out so that you can really tune into yourself. And whatever energy, even if it feels like it's attacking you or whatever, it's just going to get a mirror, a reflection of its own energy, you know, whether it's a person, again, a situation, whatever it is. So then we get down into these deeper things. First, we've got the 10 of stones reversed and the 5 of stones upright. So normally, and this is earth energy, so the 5 of pentacles, like these cards so mirror each other. 5 of pentacles, 3 of swords, there's so much heartbreak in low self-worth issues, in abandonment wounds, those kinds of things, feeling left out in the cold, feeling not valued, feeling unloved, all of those things. It really creates beliefs that we, and then those beliefs establish patterns, and then we keep playing out these patterns, and you know, and then not finding the love that we need because we're enacting these patterns and don't even recognize the roles we play in our own pain and the roles we assign to others, by allowing them to be reasons to perpetuate our own pain. And, you know, said that way, it sounds all well and good, but when you've got your emotions tied to something, when you feel a strong connection to a person or an energy, it's not that easy to disengage, which is why it's so important to like go into some self-analysis. I can't get through reading anymore without telling people to journal. It's so important to journal, especially right now, especially when it comes to self-worth issues, when it comes to what your beliefs are around what's hurting you. Journal about all of that as much as you can. Capture what the initial belief or subject is, and then write what your beliefs are about that. And don't filter yourself, because sometimes, you know, your ideals will want to write out what it is that you're feeling. But if you just allow without a filter, you might uncover some things that you don't think you believe that, but then when it comes out, it's like, wow, that's the pattern that keeps coming out, and I don't intellectually agree with this, yet this is the pattern I'm playing out. And so it's establishing this connection between head and heart. And so normally, well, in this deck, the 10 of stones is a message about hanging on too tightly. You know, I love each deck likes to take their own perspective on it. Normally the 10 of earth is about accomplishment. 10s indicate the completion of a cycle. Excuse me. 10s indicate the completion of a cycle, and usually I look at the 10 of earth as a very happy 10 because it's like legacy wealth, establishing a solid foundation for yourself. But I think it's interesting in light of these cards where you've got the 5 of stones and then the 10 of stones. And I want to say something that, you know, I used to get these cards together all the time, and I'm going to go ahead and say that message and then add in with this particular deck. But I love how the cards work. I love tarot so much. There's such a brilliance behind the way the energies will utilize the messages to drive home deeper understanding. And so the way it came through a few years ago was like, you know, we're too evolved to use a scale to rate ourselves, but that's exactly what comes through in this message, just for simplification. So it's like, you know, if you're a 10, but you don't know you're a 10 because you grew up being treated like a 5, whether it was by your family or your school or whatever, energies, and you grew up believing that you're only a 5, then you could walk into a room where the minute everybody sees you, they're like, oh, that's a 10. There's a 10. Oh my God, it's a 10. And they can just absolutely love you. But if you don't believe it, and if you believe you're only a 5, By the time you leave, everybody in the room will say, no, they were only a 5. On the other hand, when you know who the fuck you are, when you know you're a motherfucking 10, I'm a 10, and you don't need to prove it to anybody. You don't need anybody else's agreement or approval. You know that you're a motherfucking 10 because you love you, and that's all that matters. You've got you, and then you learn to surround yourself only with that love. Then you can walk around in your 10ness and then go back and revisit those who wanted to pin you down as just a 5, and they'll try to put 5 energy, but they are impervious to you knowing yourself. By the time you leave, they'll all say, oh shit, that was a 10. So just know who the fuck you are. But in regards to this, it feels like worthiness issues are kind of blocking you from releasing and completing a cycle. And so really it feels like, again, this keeper of surrender. It's so important for you to surrender to all the disappointments, to the heartbreaks, surrender to the beliefs that you carry so that you can get to know them better. When we go into self-denial, we keep things in place and we get this cognitive dissonance where we're not seeing ourselves clearly and we're not seeing situations clearly because we're holding on so tightly to what makes us feel comfortable. But it's like if you would just be willing to surrender all of that, you can return to innocence. You can reconnect with that innocent divinity of being. You can reconnect with that innate self-love and self-worth, and then you can complete the cycle and you don't have to carry these energies around anymore. And so then we come to this 3 of mirrors reversed, and upright, it's usually about a celebration. It can be abundance, it can be like agape love. And with this reversal, anytime it's water energy, which is the mirrors, it feels like there's a drain going on. Sometimes this 3 of Cups can be about third-party situations, whatever. I don't like to go into that energy because whether this reading is about romantic love or not, but it could just be feeling like you're drained and always feeling like you're coming in last place or something like that, just not truly being valued again, or just not having satisfaction in life, not receiving the rewards that you work hard for, and just always kind of feeling like you lose or something like that with that this way. So it just really feels like so much is at the heart of that, and you've got these 2 3s here, and then surrounding these 2 3s is this earth energy, which is about knowing who the fuck you are, knowing your inherent value, loving yourself. And it's interesting how when you surrender and you accept this greater innocence, your own divinity, and give yourself kind of a reset, coming into this greater value, it's like you shift perspectives, you shift your vibration, you shift that level of self-worth, and so you shift your experiences entirely. And then we come to the Magician as well as the Page of Scrolls. That's what we're ending with. So we've got this number 1 card, Major Arcana number 1, the Magician. I love that it's ravens. Here's this tree with an eye. And they've got these beautiful baubles or light. They're carrying new light with them. So there's some sort of a new clarity, a new vision that comes through, some new illumination about what is possible for you, what you are capable of. And that comes in also with this, I love it's the Pilgrim, it's the Page of Scrolls. And so it's like going off in search of new ideas, allowing the adventure, the pilgrim, pioneering. So it's like not only are you seeking brand new ideas, but you are creating new ideas. It feels like this pioneer or this pilgrim, this brand new beginning, both the pilgrim and the magician together. So it's like now you're breaking new ground. And again, it all comes with surrendering the old to go and explore the new. And the magician learns that they can manifest realities that really are more in alignment with their true beliefs, because they've uncovered all those hidden beliefs that were blocking blocking their flow. And so it's about coming back into the flow of your own energy, coming back into the flow of your own magic, and utilizing the elements. Like, you know, utilize flame, do candle magic, or just stare into a flame and allow it to illuminate your consciousness. You know, water can be used in so many magical ways, or you can bless your water before you drink it, or, you know, go to a waterfall and connect with the energy of water. All the elements, earth, water, fire, air, just really connect with all of it. Really find your, what is my word, visceral. Establish a visceral connection to your world, to the elements, and to the universe, and ultimately to your deep inner self. All right, that's all I have for today. Once again, my name is Fairlight. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and love until next time.